Welcome back. In this video, we are going to talk about different types of comparison in Java. The first comparison that we are going to talk about is double equal. In many books of Java, we have learned that double equals in Java is used mostly for reference comparison. So to understand this concept, what we will do, we will take two different variables, string s1 and string s2, and we will provide same data with the help of a new operator. Let's do that first. Now what we will do, we will compare S1 and S2 with the help of a double equal. Let's execute the code. Here you can see that even though the data of string S1 and S2 both are hello, but still it is showing as false. That's because whenever I am writing internally string S1 equal to new string hello, then what it will happen first? First of all, that hello variable will attach one reference number with it. Let's say in this example I will take reference number as 1, and this reference number will indicate an address to a heap of memory where our hello data is stored in it. Now exactly the same thing is going to happen the different variable string s2 equal to new string hello. Here also it is going to happen same thing. First of all, this hello variable will create a different reference number, and let's say in this example I will create another reference number. Let's say reference number will be 2, and again this reference number will indicate a different block of memory which will store hello in it. So you can see in this example both of the reference number string s1 and s2 reference number are completely different. So whenever I am comparing, so it is returning as false because s1 and s2 both have a different reference number. Now what if instead of taking new operator I will take a literal value? Then in that scenario, that scenario it is returning as true. So you need to understand one thing first, that whenever I am creating a string s1 with the help of a new operator, then at that time it is creating a different block of memory every time. But whenever I am creating a variable as a literal, here you can see that I haven't used any type of new operator. In this scenario what is happening is, so what happens is whenever I am writing string s1 equal to hello, then first of all what it is going to happen, that it is going to check in the string constant pool with the help of a JVM that this data already exists in the string constant pool or not. And when JVM finds out that this data does not exist, then hello will write in the string constant pool, and after that one reference number will attach to that data. Okay, now again the same thing is going to happen with the second string s2 equal to hello. First of all, with the help of a JVM, it will check in the string constant pool that this data exists or not. So at this time we can see that hello data already exists in the string constant pool. So what JVM will do, so what it will happen, instead of taking new reference number, it will connect to the already existing reference number which is created in the first time. So whenever I am comparing s1 equal to s2, both are pointing it to the same reference number. That's why when we executed this code, it's returned as true. Now, what if I will take different variables? For example, string s1, I will point it out as string s1 equal to hello1, string s2 equal to hello2. Now, let's execute the code again. Here it is returning as false. That's because whenever I'm writing string s1 equal to hello1, first of all, it will check in the string constant pool this data exists or not. So when JVM finds out that this data does not exist, then it will create one data hello1 in the string constant pool, and one reference number is attached to that data hello1. And again, same thing is going to happen with the second string s2 equal to hello2. Again, JVM will check in the string constant pool the data exists or not. And here we found out that hello1, hello2 does not exist. So what it will do, again one new reference number will connect and attached with the hello2 data. So now whenever I am comparing s1 equal to s2, we found out that if it has a different reference number. So that's why it is, whenever I am comparing s1 equal to s2 with a different variable, it is returning as false. So what is the solution? I don't want to compare the reference number. I want to compare the data. So for that, we, instead of taking equals method, we will instead of taking double equal method, we will use equals method. So what we will do, s1 dot equals s2. If we'll go to this equals method, then we will find out that here they are comparing content, not the reference number. So in this scenario, hello1 and hello2 are different data. It should return as false. Let's execute the code. Now, if I will change it hello1 to hello1 in both of them, then in that scenario, it should return as true. Now let's check it again with the help of a new operator. Now here it is returning as true, because now we are not comparing the reference number, we are comparing the data. Now we will take one more example to understand this concept of equals method. Now what I have done here, in this example I have taken one class student data, and here I have mentioned two different variables, ID and student name, and here I have saved data1 and data2, same data, one ID number and student name is Aditya. Now what I will do, I will compare data1 and data2 with the help of equals method to see what will be the result. Let's execute the code. Here, even if the data is similar, it is returning as false. That's because if we'll go to the equals method of object class, then you will find out that here internally, instead of comparing the content, it is comparing as a reference. And we already saw that whenever we are using new operator, it will create a different block of memory, and with the different block of memory, different reference number will be created, and because due to the different reference number, this is returning as false. So what we will do, we will create our own custom equals method to compare the data. For that, let's write our own custom method, public Let's execute the code again. Here you can see that I have taken ID1, ID2, name1 and name2, and I am comparing with their data instead of the reference number. Now let's execute the code again. Now data1 and data2 return true. Now what if I will change the data2? Here I will take the ID number is 2, and here I am going to write Abhinav instead of Aditya. Let's execute the code again. Now it is returning as false. So now there is one problem with the code. Here you can see that I have overridden equals method to compare the content of the data instead of the reference comparison, which is done in object class equals method. Now there is a possibility it will come that I have to use collection data to store. For example, I have to use hash set, hash map or hash table to collection framework to store thousands and thousands of data. So let's try to store the data in a hash set and find out what is the different problem it will come right now. Now what is happening here? Here what I have done, I have stored data1 and data2 inside data storage, which is reference number of hash set, and we already know that hash set does not accept repeated data, correct? So let's iterate the data and see that it stored one data or two data. So what I'm going to do, I will use the iterator here. Now here we can see that instead of storing one data, it is stored two data, even though the data is equal in hash set. That's due to the hashing. Whenever I am using collection in hashing, whenever I am using in collection hash map, hash set, hash table, then what will happen internally is that thousands and thousands of data is stored with the help of a hashing. What hashing will do? Hashing will store the data with respect to key value pair. That key is known as hash code and value is indicated with the help of that hash code. So what I will do, I will to check that it is represented as same hash code or different. What I will do, I will write here itr.next.hashcode to find out that hashcode is similar or not. So due to the if the hashcode is different, that's why it is storing the different data. Let's execute the code again. Now here you found out that there are different hash code for this first data 1 and data 2. So data 1 and data 2. That means whenever I am writing data 1, new student data 1, after that Aditya inside a hash set, then what it will happen here, first of all this data is going to generate some sort of a hash code with a calculation. For example, let's say in this scenario that hash code, let's say I will assume as 1. Okay, and with the help of that hash code, that value is indicated there, 1 Aditya. And same thing is again going to happen in the data 2. So what is the problem here is, if the already one data is existed, instead of creating a new data again, it should point out that same hash code. But it's not happening here. If it will point out the same hash code, then duplicate data will not happen. So it is always recommended that whenever you are overriding equals method, you should always override hashcode method also. Even if you read the document of object class equals method above, it is written here, it is generally necessary to override the method whenever this method is overridden. In that scenario, this method is equals method, so as to maintain the general contract for the method, which states that the equal object must have equal hash codes. You understand this statement? That means whenever you are overriding equals method, you should always override hash code also, so that you can able to use all the collection, or you can able to use Java with 100% efficiently. Otherwise, in collections framework for different purposes for that same class, it will give the different output. So your code will not work as per your requirement. So it is always recommended, whenever you are overriding equals method, you should override hash code method also. For that, Eclipse provided certain type of facilities. Instead of creating on your own, with the help of Eclipse, you can do that. How you will do? First of all, I will remove that custom equals method which I have created, and after that I will, in my keyboard, I will click Alt Shift S, and here I will get the option generate hash code and equal. Here I have taken two different variable, ID and student name, and there is a possibility that every time I have to compare between ID and student name only, then I will take both the two different IDs, generate hash code and equal. Now you can see that equals method, it was created at that when I have created the equals method, you have found out that I am always comparing with the data only, but here null comparison is also there, so that null pointer exception should not throw. And here in hash code method, you can see that certain type of calculation is happening, so that whenever I am creating a hash code of first time, it should repeat the second time the same hash code instead of creating new one whenever the duplicate data I am adding. Now let's execute the code again. Now you can see that only one time data is repeated and only one hash code is generated. Now let's add one more data to verify our conclusion. Here I am going to change the ID Aditya change to, and here I am going to change the name Aditya to Abhinav. Now you can see that data 1, data 2 has a repeated data, and data 3 has a different data. ID number is 2 and Abhinav is, and name is Abhinav. Now what I am going to do, I am going to store that data in hash set. Let's execute the code. Here you can see that 2 hash code is generated instead of 3. That's because 2 data is repeated, data 1 and data 2, and data 3 is completely different. So that's why first one hash code is generated and second one is different hash code is generated. So due to this hash code method that I have implemented, that if the data is repeated, then it should generate same hash code, so that data redundancy should not have happened, and if the same data is existed in a different reference number, it should point to the same hash code, and it will be very much helpful for storing millions and millions of data, or you can in a collection framework. So in this video we have learned about double equal, which is used for reference comparison, and we have learned about equals method. We should always override equals method whenever equals method is pointing out object class, or you are using your own custom class for object comparison. And whenever you are overriding equals method, you should always override hash code also with equals method, otherwise you can't able to use that comparison section or the collection framework properly. So this is the end of this video tutorial. If you do have any type of a doubt or feedback, please write it in the comment section. I will upload this code in the GitHub, and GitHub link I will give in the description section. And if you like this video and want me to keep uploading this type of videos, please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you, and stay tuned for the next upcoming video.